Hello, my name's Shane Makin. I work for Humber VHP. My position in the company is the Site Operations Manager for West End Nursery. I basically pull the labour to resources together. I bring in all the materials, all the products, all the peat, seed, basically to grow the plants we produce on this nursery. On a yearly basis we produce around 30 million potted herb plants on this site. We also produce 16 million punnets of cress a year, so it's quite a big operation, supplying all the major supermarkets within the country. When I was younger at school, I didn't really have an idea of really where I wanted to go with a career at school at all. Luckily for me, my father has always been, he did over 30 years within this horticulture industry. My father was one of the pepper supervisors in this very glass house when we first built this glass house. So he basically said to me, do you want a weekend job? And so I started to work up here at weekends, and from there I basically worked through the summer holidays, and then when I left school, because I was still unsure of what I wanted to do, I decided to come and work on the site. Because obviously at times my father was my boss, I think in certain instances with some people it would make life difficult because they'd obviously think I was getting favouritism over others, but he didn't really have favourites, and he would treat me as an employee when I was at work. He would treat me obviously as his son out of work, but at work I had to do the same as everyone else. I had to get down and get mucky and do the job basically. When I started here full time when I was 16, I sort of probably did around 6 months, and I decided that I just didn't want to just do the same thing day in and day out. I wanted to improve and progress. So the first thing I did was go to the site manager at the time and said that I wanted to progress, I wanted training, I wanted to become a manager. And basically he took me seriously and he started me on MVQs within horticulture, and then basically from there I've shown commitment and developed well and gone on different courses, management courses, and took on different positions within the company. Probably over the past few years I suppose I've matured more, and I think that has also helped me progress further within the eyes of my board of directors, because they've obviously seen now that he's not just a lad or a boy, he's a man who can do the job. So I suppose maturity has played a big part in that. I think for me my ambitions are still going up. I'm now, the site operations manager, but I would like to maybe in a few years' time maybe see that go further to maybe being part of the board, part of one of the directors within the company. I tend to sort of get what I want and then stay level for a little while and then decide, no, that's enough now, I want a bit more, and so then I start to drive to try and take more things on, more areas on, more responsibility on. When I'm not at work, my family are sort of my life, so I suppose a key thing for me is if I can put my kids onto the right track in their own careers and life, to make sure they make the choices they want to make, but I think that would be a driver for me, and to make sure I spend the time with them. I would hope that maybe one of them would, my son would maybe like to go into this industry, but that's quite a long way away, so things change and careers change, and this industry will change by then as well, so basically for them it's got to be their choice really. My dad is obviously quite proud because I've reached a position he never got to. He reached a managing position within the company, but he was never in charge of the sites. So he's quite proud that I've sort of stayed in this industry and worked my way up and sort of, even got further than him. So he's quite proud of that.